PS Plus has been a staple of the PlayStation console ever since it debuted all the way back in 2010. And as we know, Sony has unveiled its plans to revitalise and expand the service with the introduction of PS Plus Essential, Extra and Premium. So that's a lot of games that players will be racking up thanks to the service. But after 12 years of free monthly PS Plus games, subscribers have been treated to their fair share of bangers. Hello everyone, Aaron here, and today I've taken on the enormous task of selecting the top 20 best PS Plus games ever to be gifted to its players. Now, this list will not include the PS Plus collection itself since it isn't time limited and is locked to PS5 players, but you need not worry because we aren't exactly lacking options here. With that said, let's jump right into the best PS Plus games ever. The one to start it all, Little Big Planet was among the first PS Plus offering all the way back in June of 2010. This bundle of joy launched Sackboy into the PlayStation zeitgeist with fun and inventive level design and hilarious co-op play. Whether you were there for the cutesy Stephen Fry narrated narrative or the excitedly varied level designer, Little Big Planet really got the service off to a great start. Hideo Kojima's last entry in the Metal Gear franchise, Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain, is a stealth fan's dream that debuted on PS Plus in October 2017. Expanding massively from the Ground Zeroes demoed prologue, The Phantom Pain broadened its gameplay horizons, fused itself with inventive multiplayer components, and was chock full of that signature Kojima charm. While the drama between Kojima and Konami does leave a stain on the reputation of The Phantom Pain, what we have here is a solid and unique stealth experience from one of the greatest to ever do it. Life is Strange jumped onto PS Plus in June of 2017, bringing a wholesome and emotional tale of friendship, small town mysteries, and a splash of time travelling. Chloe and Max quickly established themselves as some of the most well-rounded characters in the medium, with a friendship that fueled its narrative, despite their all too frequent use of the word hella. But throw in some Telltale-esque narrative branching and you've got yourself an engaging, thought-provoking and somber ride through the picturesque town of Arcadia Bay. The Walking Dead IP hasn't always been the most reputable when it comes to video game tie-ins. However, in November of 2021, PS Plus boosted a title that not only turned the perspective on the franchise, but provided one of the best VR titles, period. With a well thought out use of motion controls and an impressive level of freedom, The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners turned out to be an enormously immersive VR experience. Plus, having to pull a stuck blade out of a zombie skull in VR will never not be cool. One of the earlier titles to bless the PS4 took a solid 3 years before it landed on PS Plus back in September 2017. And while Sucker Punch are known for their stellar Ghost of Tsushima these days, you shouldn't forget the frankly awesome, super-powered, infamous Second Son. Its narrative isn't going to win any awards here for sure, but even today this game impresses with crisp and colourful visuals and some incredibly fun gameplay that will have you grinning from ear to ear as you superhero launch yourself into the air to take out a group of enemies with an explosive dive bomb. Quite frankly, not enough people talk about how good Mad Max is. Seriously. Arriving in the same year as the movie masterpiece that is Mad Max Fury Road, Mad Max by Avalanche Studios pits players in a barren desert wasteland and kits them out with the coolest ride in town. Hand-to-hand combat could do with a tad more inspiration, but get behind the wheel and you are having a ball of a time. Leveling up and improving Max's ride makes for some visceral sand-speckled road fights, made all the better with the brutal incorporation of car-flinging sandstorms. Oh, what a day indeed. Before Bluepoint Games kicked off the PS5 generation in style with Demon's Souls, it was lovingly recreating the PS2 classic that is Shadow of the Colossus. Gifted as a PS Plus title in March 2020, Shadow of the Colossus is a stunning remake of this solemn epic where you and your horse Agro travel the Forbidden Lands on the hunt for 16 Colossi. While simple and minimalistic in its storytelling, Shadow of the Colossus packs an emotional punch that makes it one of the better PS Plus offerings in recent years. Remedy Games is known for perplexing its players with high concept mysteries, and Control is one of its best mysteries yet. You play as Jessie as she enters the enigmatic building known as the Oldest House, home to the Federal Bureau of Control. What follows are some stunning visuals, haunting and chin-scratchingly good narrative moments, and some fast-paced and ever-evolving supernatural combat. Not to mention that when Control Ultimate Edition launched on PS Plus in February 2021, it also included the 2 dealings of DLC and was playable natively on PS5. One of the biggest glow-ups in the history of games, Final Fantasy VII Remake recreates the PS1 classic from the ground up with faithful yet spiced up combat, some of the best graphics possible on PS4, and an ambitious retelling of the now 25-year-old story. Sony gave players the chance to explore Midgar once more when it included Final Fantasy VII Remake in the March 2021 edition of PS Plus. Final Fantasy VII Remake is an expansive and faithful RPG experience, and the thing is, it's technically only part 1, so there's still plenty to look forward to. Taking to the skies as the masked vigilante as you fight crime and brood over the titular Arkham City is one of gaming's greatest delights, and Sony knew it when this classic was released on PS Plus back in December of 2012. This is a far more expansive offering than Arkham Asylum, while avoiding the controversial elements like the Batmobile in Arkham Knights, which honestly I didn't mind. But throw in some cracking performances from Mark Hamill as the Joker and Kevin Conroy as the Batman, and you've got yourself a winner in your hands. Okay, we are kicking off the top 10 with the BIOSHOCK collection, which came to PS Plus in February 2020. These infamous FPS sci-fi thrillers are worth it alone just to wander the sun-dripped streets of Columbia or survive the dank depths of Rapture. The now defunct Irrational Games conjured up some enchanting worlds and unravelling sci-fi mysteries that still to this day give me goosebumps. If you haven't already, do yourself a favour and descend to Rapture or ascend to Columbia for the first time. Hell, even if you have, do it again, it is that good. The Uncharted series is an integral part of the Sony brand, so it was a real delight when this one cropped up on PS Plus in January 2020. Truthfully, we could have easily included Uncharted 4 on this list, but at the end of the day, what is the 4th game without the first 3? The Nathan Drake collection is brimming with high-octane action that really has stood the test of time. Tropical locales, fast-paced train chases, and plenty of climbing up obstacles like a well-dressed monkey. Uncharted on PS Plus was one for the books. Switching out a solo experience for something that will have you screaming at your best friends and sweating over onion soup, Overcooked boiled over onto PS Plus in May 2019. This frantic co-op cook-em-up allows you and 3 other friends to haphazardly manage some increasingly wacky kitchens to an ever-growing degree of hilarity. There are very few games out there that manage to incite such levels of tension and rib-cracking laughter, all within the one rat-infested kitchen. Arriving at the peak of lockdown boredom, Fall Guys' PS Plus release in August 2020 drove the world daft for beans in this total wipeout Takeshi's Castle-inspired take on Battle Royale. These crown-grabbing buffoons showed just how coordinated we could all be as we endured tilting platforms, swiping columns and spinning walkways. It's a shame that this game doesn't feature couch co-op, but getting a gang together for a session on Fall Guys will leave you all in stitches. Completely changing gears, June 2016 was the time of one of the more mature PS Plus releases, Gone Home. This quiet mystery title has you explore your family home after being away for some time, except everyone is gone, and it's up to you to piece together the story of your family with the things that were left behind. While a real slow burner, Gone Home becomes a surprisingly engrossing adventure that will leave you scared one moment and close to tears the next. And now back to fun and mayhem. Towerfall Ascension is likely a title a lot of players missed out on when it launched on PS Plus back in July 2014. But let me introduce you to one of the best PS Plus offerings there ever was. With tight-knit action, Towerfall Ascension is an absolute ride of a couch co-op experience that rewards those that fine-tune their senses to its gameplay and embrace its physics. Going toe-to-toe with a worthy opponent will result in some of the most white-knuckle fights you've ever experienced. And then back once again to horror and misery, we have Until Dawn, which made its PS Plus debut before it joined the PS Plus collection back in July of 2017. This branching narrative horror incorporates some fantastic motion control capabilities, thanks to the DualShock 4, that will physically leave you frozen in the spot as a myriad of unthinkable dangers stare you dead in the eye. This is an experience truly shaped by your choices too, where everyone can live or everyone can die, meaning each and every choice matters. Truly chilling stuff. Continuing this circus of flip-flops, our latest entry replaces murder and mayhem with rocket-fueled cars, and of course, I'm talking about Rocket League. It launched its simple premise onto PS Plus back in July 2015, and it truly has stood the test of time, as all these years later, people are still playing football with cars. I'm shockingly bad at this game myself, but racking up a team of players to pull off some flips and knock in some explosive goals with tiny cars is all you really need for a good time. Resogun launched on PS Plus alongside the PS4 back in November 2013, and let me tell you people, we had some debating to do among the Push Square offices to stop me from knocking this one up to the #1 spot. Before Housemarque were off winning BAFTAs for Returnal, they were creating one of the best arcade shooters since Space Invaders, and yes, I really do believe that. Resogun is an endlessly fun side-scrolling adventure that will see your ship get stronger as your enemies become all the more plentiful. And the result is a game that will leave your eyes glued to the screen as you are lost in a maze of sparks, explosions, and jellybean humans. Well people, this is it. After hundreds of games and 12 years of content, Bloodborne is taking home the trophy for our #1 best PS Plus game. From Software is currently reaping the rewards from its open world magnum opus Elden Ring, but PS Plus subscribers were treated in March of 2018 to the dark, difficult and grossly enchanting PlayStation exclusive Bloodborne. One of the developer's most claustrophobic settings yet, Bloodborne is seething with disturbing enemies, haunting locales, and the looming feeling that you really are in over your head. However, the perseverance makes this one stand out as one of the best as you conquer the city of Yharnam. And that's all we have for you today folks. Of course, with so many games to choose from, there are undoubtedly a bunch of games that weren't included here, so let us know down in the comments which of yours you would have liked to have seen on this list, and maybe what your personal rankings are as well. As always, remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more PlayStation goodness right here on Push Square.